This is class 9th English, the first chapter of your first book, Beehive. And the name of the chapter is The Fun They Had, and this is lecture 1. Children, you have two books in class 9th, Beehive and Moments. Moments is your supplementary reader. We will take up that also, but later. Today we are going to start with your first book, as I already told, Beehive. Now you tell me one thing, children. How is life at home? How has it been studying at home, on your computer, on your mobile screens? How is this experience? Very different, I suppose. I mean, you must have been doing it earlier also, but this time it is definitely different because all your studies have to go on mobiles through different modes and formats, but it has to be in digital form, isn't it? पेपर वाली बुक्स थोड़ा सा मिस कर रहे हो, जो क्लासरूम में फिजिकल क्लासरूम में आना, बुक्स खोलना, पढ़ना, टीचर से बातचीत करना, तो ये थोड़ा सा मिसिंग तो होगा कहीं ना कहीं. It is very nice to, it's a very good experience and it's very nice to study in a digital format. But then I think the pleasure of a real school and a human teacher is something really different and which is indispensable. I think all of you must be feeling this somewhere, sometimes. So I use some words. Let's note them down. I said real schools, a human teacher, let's say, a human teacher, and of course books made of paper, I talked about these three things. Then of course digital format of learning. We just talked about these things. Just now we had a talk about all these things. What do you think is the relevance of all this talk before starting the first chapter of your book? The relevance is that the first chapter of your book talks about a time when it will be completely digital format of learning, completely mechanized learning, and there will be no real schools. By real schools I mean the kind of schools that you have been studying till now. जो normal एक building होती है, school room, एक school building होती है, school rooms होते हैं, that means classrooms होते हैं, and human teacher of course, like one I am, and books made of paper which you love reading. I am sure most of you enjoy reading books, of course in physical form, not in digital format, not in PDF or any other format. So एक ऐसे समय की बात हम करने जा रहे हैं इस स्टोरी में जिसमें कि ये सब कुछ ऑब्सोलीट हो चुका है, पुरानी चीज़ें हो चुकी हैं और सिर्फ डिजिटल फॉर्मेट में लर्निंग हो रही है. और उस समय के बच्चे कैसा महसूस करते हैं, क्या वो इसको एंजॉय करते हैं या वो इस जो हमारे जैसा जो इस तरह का फॉर्मेट है इसके बारे में सोचते हैं, इसको मिस करते हैं. ये सारी चीज़ें हम देखेंगे कि क्या हैं, कैसी रहती हैं, क्या होता है in this story. And we will also have a discussion on which format is better, whether it is a mechanical teacher and a digital format of learning, completely digital I mean, or it is the format that we have been following with paper books, human teacher and real physical school buildings. Okay, so we are going to talk about these things in this chapter. Now before we proceed, let's start reading of the chapter. Before we discuss anything, before we go for any analysis of which is better. So let's start reading of the chapter, and the first page is there on the screen as well, so you can use your own book or you can see it from the screen alongside, you can see it's here.